Hi everyone, my name is Kimi Ampolu and this is my 15-112 term project. I created an application called NoteMaker which helps students take notes in class. Basically what happens in class is teachers will upload a PDF of lecture slides and students aren't able to actually edit these lecture slides in any way, so you're going to have to take notes on a piece of paper or on a Word document, and then when you go to study you kind of have to match up the notes to the notes that you took, and it's kind of inefficient and it really just makes studying a lot more difficult than it needs to be. So I created this application that tries to kind of solve that problem by helping you convert these notes into notes that you can edit in class. So let's go ahead and enter, and this is where you can upload your slides. So you can upload the slides that your professor has given to you, and say you try to upload something. If it doesn't exist, it's going to tell you, and if you try to create it, it's obviously not going to work. So let's actually upload something that exists. I think I called my example PDF example.pdf. So we have that here. We can also, at this point, upload saved notes. So after you finish editing them, you can save them and then you can re-access them here if you ever go to study for a test. So let's go create notes from here. And you see that there's this structure to it that matches the NoteMaker PowerPoint here. So you have app idea, cool features, and end of presentation as your big points. That's kind of what shows up with the corresponding bullet points. And from here you can do a number of different things. Probably the most interesting is to edit these notes actually. So there's always going to be parts of your notes that aren't necessary, such as end of presentation, thanks for listening. We can update that and that'll just get rid of it. You can also add things like cool stuff, 112 rocks, term project. And then when you go to update it, that'll be added in. You can also update pretty much anywhere in point, so you can add something like format text here, and you see that another point is created exactly where you edit it. So that's just a way for you in class to kind of edit your notes and keep exactly what you need to study for the test on there. You can also kind of just make this your own by changing things up. Let's make the font a little bit different. You can also access a glossary at this point. And to actually add a word to a glossary, you have to insert an asterisk before the word. So just go back and try accessing the glossary. So let's do certain, and then let's do like edit. And when we do that, we can access the glossary. We see that both of these words are here. So from here, you can do two different things. You can either just add a definition, say you know what this means, or they say it in class, or you can import a definition. And so let's try using the import definition feature. This uses an Oxford Dictionary API. So you click on the word. Alright, so you click on the word, and it'll just pop up with a bunch of different definitions. Let's use this one because this one looks about right. Then we close out, and then we can just add that definition to the word that we're looking for. So it was for certain, update that in, and then you see that that definition is there. So anytime you need to, you can start adding words to the glossary, and then you can look them up later, or you can just import, and import is really useful because you can just do that on the spot and you don't really need to get onto the internet. You can also do a bunch of like different cool stuff like underlining stuff or like resizing. You can kind of just play around with this, and when you're done you can go ahead and save your notes, and what that does is allows you to access them at a later point when you're going to actually study for the test. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.